Chapter 9. Wisdom in Listening to Counsel. Section 1. Opening the Wisdom Frequency. Welcome back to the Wisdom Lab on NovaLogos Audio English. In our last session, we explored the city walls of self-discipline, the internal strength required to govern our own impulses. Today, we move from the strength of self-governance to the humility of an open mind. We are exploring Chapter 9, Wisdom in Listening to Counsel. In a culture that worships self-reliance and personal truth, asking for advice is often seen as a sign of weakness or uncertainty. We are told to trust our gut and ignore the noise of others. However, the ancient wisdom tradition offers a starkly different perspective. It suggests that the most dangerous person is the one who is wise in their own eyes. True greatness is not found in having all the answers, but in having the discernment to listen to those who do. Our foundational principle for this chapter comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 15. The way of fools is right in their own eyes, but those who listen to advice are wise. Notice the contrast. The fool is trapped in a mirror. Everything they do looks perfect to them because they have no external reference point. The wise person, however, intentionally seeks out other perspectives. They understand that their own vision has blind spots. Today, we will learn how to cultivate the spirituality of listening, discovering why a teachable heart is the ultimate accelerator of wisdom. Section 2. The Verses, Wisdom in Multi-Angles. To understand the value of counsel, we must see it as a gift of light that helps us navigate the shadows of our own limited understanding. Let's look at how the Book of Wisdom describes the accessibility of this light in chapter 6, verses 12 to 16. Resplendent and unfading is wisdom. She hastens to make herself known in anticipation of their desire. She goes about seeking those worthy of her, and graciously appears to them in the ways. Wisdom isn't hiding. She is seeking those who are open to her. Often she appears through the voice of a trusted advisor, a mentor, or even a difficult critic. If we are too proud to listen, we miss the very resplendence that is trying to find us. Now let's look at the practical benefit of shared wisdom in Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 22. Plans fail when there is no counsel, but they succeed when advisors are many. This isn't about being indecisive or following the crowd. It's about the multiplication of perspective. When you share your plan with a wise counselor, they see the risks you've ignored and the opportunities you've missed. Counsel is the safety net of the successful. Finally, let's look at the posture of a learner in the book of Sirach, chapter 6, verses 32 to 33. If you are willing to listen, you will learn. If you pay attention, you will become wise. Stand in the company of the elders. Stay close to whoever is wise. The scripture makes a direct link between the will, if you are willing, and the result, you will learn. Wisdom is not a passive inheritance. It is an active pursuit that requires us to place ourselves in the presence of those who have walked the path longer than we have. Section 3. Modern Scenarios. Wisdom in the wild. How do we practice the spirituality of listening in a world of loud opinions and digital echo chambers? Scenario A. The expert ego at work. Imagine you are leading a project at work. You've put weeks of effort into your strategy, and you feel very confident. During a review, a colleague points out a potential flaw and suggests a different approach. Your ego feels attacked. You want to defend your rightness. The Wisdom Lab suggests that the way of fools is right in their own eyes. Instead of defending, you practice teachable humility. You ask, "Can you tell me more about why you see it that way?" By listening to their counsel, you might discover a mistake that would have cost you the project's success. You realize that your value isn't in being right, but in achieving the best result through the best advice. Scenario B. The filter bubble challenge. We often surround ourselves with people who agree with us, socially, politically, and spiritually. This is the echo chamber of the fool. Applying wisdom here means intentionally seeking out elders or mentors who don't just tell you what you want to hear. It means finding that one person who has the courage to give you the wounds of a friend, as we discussed in Chapter 7. When you listen to a difficult truth about your character or your decisions, you are building the success that Proverbs chapter 15 verse 22 promises. You are letting someone else's light fill your blind spot. Section 4. The Wisdom Paradox, the Balance Point. Now let's explore the wisdom paradox, listening to others versus following your conscience. The paradox is that we must be open to the advice of many, yet we are ultimately responsible for our own choices before the divine. We must distinguish between wise counsel and the noise of the crowd. The balance point, receiving advice versus internal discernment. 1. The error of the people pleaser. This person listens to everyone. They have no internal compass. They are like a ship without a rudder, tossed by whoever speaks the loudest. They mistake counsel for conformity. They lose the still, small voice of their conscience because they are overwhelmed by the noise of the advisors. 2. The error of the isolated ego. This person listens to no one. They believe their conscience is infallible. They hide their pride behind the phrase, "I'm just following my heart," but they are actually just following their own limited perspective. The desirable path. We call this reflective listening. You receive the advice of others as raw material for your discernment. You listen with humility to the elders, but you take that counsel back to the wisdom lab of your own heart. You ask, does this align with the truth? Does this bear the fruit of peace? You use the voices of many to clarify the one voice that matters most, the voice of your conscience guided by the Spirit. Section 5. Language Masterclass, the Structure of Wisdom. Let's look at the beautiful and precise English of receiving wisdom. A. Right in their own eyes. This is a powerful idiom for subjective blindness. In English, to be wise in your own eyes means you have lost your objectivity. It's a warning against arrogance. Practice saying, I want to be wise, not just right in my own eyes. B. Resplendent and unfading. From the Book of Wisdom, these adjectives describe something that shines with its own light and never loses its quality. Resplendent suggests a dazzling beauty, while unfading means it is eternal. Wisdom is portrayed as a treasure that doesn't wear out. Circa company of the elders. In English, company, noun, here refers to the people you associate with. Elders isn't just about age, it's about spiritual and life experience. 2. Stand in the company of the elders means to place yourself in an environment where you are the learner, not the teacher. Section 6. Closing. Seal the word. As we finish our 9th session in the Wisdom Lab, I want you to look at your advisory board. Who are the people you allow to speak into your life? Do you have someone who can tell you the hard truth? Or are you a city without walls because you've stopped listening? Wisdom is a gift that is constantly seeking those worthy of her. Today, be worthy of wisdom by being a listener. Ask someone you respect for their perspective on a challenge you are facing. Listen more than you speak. Remember the words of Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15. Those who listen to advice are wise. The door to wisdom is always a door that opens inward. It is the door of the heart that says, help me see what I am missing. In chapter 10, we will explore the value of our external identity. We will look at the value of honor and a good name, and why our character is a treasure far more precious than gold. If you are ready to listen and learn today, please like this video and subscribe to NovaLogos Audio English. Let's become a community of teachable hearts. Until next time, be humble and walk in peace. Goodbye.